Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our second match, our final match of the night. It is going to be the mirror match between Samsung Galaxy and CJ Entis. Oh, look at me. I'm so handsome. Wow, that's my Team Salmon outfit. Brings back memories. Okay. Over here, Samsung Galaxy having one of their best rounds so far already with a positive score, 2-1 with a +2 indicator. CJ just 1 point ahead with a +3. They're looking to take Samsung down, push them into a 3-1 score, but Samsung at 2-2. Reality versus Bbyong is going to be our first mirror of the night. It's going to be a Terran versus Terran. This should be a good one. TBT, my favorite matchup to commentate. Take a look at these two teams. Samsung coming from, of course, a long history of success in Pro League and Starcraft 1. Having a rougher lineup last season, they just could not get the edges out. Now coming into this season, they've got new talents like Bravo on their team. They pulled from SKT. Stork being now the head coach, just recently had a birthday as well, bringing snacks for the team. This lineup of players for Samsung is not weak. It's got a lot of great players, especially players from Wings of Liberty's era. But they're just not able to win consistently enough. Look on the right side of things, you can see the stars of Heart of the Swarm, Hero. You even see Hush there, Sora, Sky High. These players are actually really good, and a lot of them had success throughout the last 2 years. Overall, level play was higher. Most people were saying at the beginning of this season that CJ Entis was the strongest team in the world. They were saying this team cannot be beaten. This team, is the top of it's just got the best coach, it's got the best players, the most consistency. But it was really wins off of the backs of Bbyong and Hero. And the other players, if any other player took a win, they would win their match. That's why their indicator score was never that high, but their winning score was high. But they haven't had the best round. They look solid. They have a positive win rate, but they don't look dominant like SKT does this round. Now, taking a look at these matchups, if you look down the middle, if you draw a line in the middle, you notice that there's TVT, ZVZ, PvP, and then TVT. So all mirror matchups going into this one. So strategy, ideas, concepts, mind games, that's the name of the game here. Iron Fortress is going to be the ZVZ map, but Cactus Valley is the map where we see a Protoss versus Protoss this time, with Hurricane versus Hero. Now, by all rights, CJ Entis should be favored to take this match. In fact, many would expect them to take it with a 3-0 score, but there could be some upsets. Because these are mirror matchups, because Reality is decent at TVT, Solar is a strong player. You just look at this and you think, okay, well, this is absolutely feasible that Samsung could take an upset here. They already had one versus Gen Air earlier this round. It's a battle between the two teams that both have a 2-1 record, and CJ has won all 3 matches this season versus Samsung. They're looking for that clean sweep, 4-0. Every round robin they win. We'll see if they can do it. So, that was Seungyeong. Just looking very pretty on the camera because I didn't translate what she said for you guys. The clock is removed. Just one final reminder for today. But I will occasionally give you guys updates of what the in-game clock is. So a lot of fans here in the studio today. Reality is going to be our first Samsung player. 5-4 in Pro League this season. A big amount of games played overall since Starcraft 1. He's played an ace match and won it. This is going to be the very first time he plays against Bbyong. So, they have never faced each other before, ever, in a televised match. His opponent is going to be Bbyong. 12-7 this season. One of the more successful players on CJ Entis. 3-2 versus Terran. He's got a positive record in Pro League overall. Last year, he was one of the best TVP players, especially on Outboxer, with some creative strategies, even trying to use mech, beating Classic with the build in the playoffs. Now, he's been the daily MVP 4 times. Okay, this guy is a really good player. He's not having the best year. Last year, he was definitely much more successful, but he is the favorite by most people's predictions going into this very first Terran versus Terran, this very first mirror matchup here. Starting things off on Echo. Let's see which team will take this very first important momentum point. Let's get into it. The top left in red. It's Reality. To the bottom right in blue for CJ, it's Bbyong. So both signs with references, I don't know about that hand gesture, both signs with references to mechanic play. Expecting both players to be playing mech. Now, both players are known for mech. Reality, especially last year, known for his mech play versus Sulky. Two of the longest games we had in Pro League, and the longest game in StarCraft 2 Pro League history, as well as one of the longest games in Korean StarCraft history. So, let's take a look at what these two are going to be doing. The map is Echo. The third base is relatively easy to take on this map. So for mech, you need all 6 gases. Fourth base, you get into that sort of thing later, but the early game is very important, you know, into that mid game to have those 6 gases if you're going to have full mech production. Now, a difference in builds here already. Reality going for the more common Korean gas first. As we see a barracks first for Bbyong into gas. So much more, I guess, conservative opening. High chance we'll see Reapers from both players regardless, just simply because scouting is so important in this matchup. We even see a worker scout here for Bbyong. And, you know, if you go for a Reaper build versus someone who goes gas first, sometimes you can actually do some damage with that because their barracks is so late. So that might be something he's actually trying to search for and find here. There's the first Reaper. You usually don't see any sort of bunkering or anything like that on this map. Or excuse me, in this matchup. Even with a gas first like this. I've seen it before, but it's rare. He's going to see that it's a Marine. With the factory timing, as well as that late orbital, he knows exactly what's going on. He knows it's a Marine coming out there. There's no way he could afford a Reaper and the gas. So he's going to send the Reaper across the map. And we'll be able to get a follow-up scout and perhaps do a little bit of damage to that first Marine. It's all about control. He's going to go ahead and place his CC. Yeah, re-rally that. Plenty of time. Doesn't need to get the minerals first. Very efficient. He wants to see the second gas that Reality's planting. They'll tip him off right away that it is going to be a commitment to Cloak Banshees. The SCV is going home. So it's just going to be the Reaper here. With the tech lab made for fast Cloak Banshees, with only one Marine on the map, he should be able to get in here and most likely will be able to kill the Marine. He's going to see this. Know it's late. The Marine's not getting away. Not going to happen. He's going to kill the Marine. And he gets a ton of information here. Could actually delay the starport. That would be huge. Because this is a rush to the starport. 1 kill already. Wants the second one. Does not get it. Hellion will get the kill and go for counter pressure. Already back at home, Bbyong has transitioned into his reactor on this barracks. He's making Marines. He's going to have to defend this Banshee with Marines and Vikings together. It will want an engineering bay relatively soon as well because it is a really fast cloak commitment. Look at that. Super fast. Like sub 5-minute cloak we're seeing here. It was like 4:55. More Hellions being produced, and we see a reactor on that barracks and not a tech lab. Now what that usually means is going to be a commitment to an earlier timing attack from those barracks. That, or we're going to be seeing a mech transition, but he needs a CC before we're going to see anything like that. It looks like he really just wants to put on one base aggression, using his Banshees and Hellions as attacking units, pushing the front with them. Try to wear this army down, wear the economy down with the Banshee. If the Banshee kills a lot of Marines, the attack becomes stronger as well. If you kill a lot of SCVs, obviously it gets stronger, but if you kill the Marines, that's really nice. This is a great scan. This is a great scan. The only thing he misses is the CC that's about to go down, but it hasn't even started yet. So this is just going to be aggression from Reality into mech play, it looks like. Notice he's also cut Marine production completely, and is going to use that second reactor for Hellions. So those are the two choices. Green Commandeer's going crazy about this Widowmine trap that got repositioned, but unlucky. Could have actually been right en route to defend this, but there is a second Widowmine. It's going to hide it right behind this. I don't think Reality had audio of that. It's too far away. Okay, he needs to scan, though, if he wants to kill this. If it flies any closer to that turret, it's going to get into vision. Now he's out of range of the Widowmine. He's actually finding so much damage here. Bbyong was expecting those Widowmines and the turret to do enough defense for him here. Even made a second turret here near his production. Really does not want to die to a follow-up attack. Now he will scout the second Banshee. Instead of trying to attack it with those units in the drop, he's just simply going to continue to move it in here. 4 Hellions, soon to be 6. Will be ready to defend, though, as well as a Raven. Reality in good shape in this game so far. Need to stay out of turret vision. 10 energy left on that Banshee, but so many kills already. Many Marines and 5 SCVs. Let's see how much more damage this gets done. He's targeting the Widowmine, and he does get it. And with all these Hellions here, especially with these Marines lined up, even with the splits there, he's going to eventually push this back. Or will he? Oh, clutch micro here. Killing several Hellions and gets a few SCVs as well. They're trying to find something over here now behind the natural, but the Hellions are constantly chasing it. Raven in pursuit as well. So worker counts 32 to 27 in Bbyong's favor with his faster CC. This drop did some damage. Now both players are transitioning into mech. 2 factories already set up here for Reality, whereas Bbyong is going into a 3rd CC. Adding an extra few Hellions. And, not mistaken, is adding... Okay, so it's just his first Raven. I thought for a second it was a second Raven. I'm not using my observing PC as much as I normally do, just simply because I don't have a buddy with me today. 36 workers to 31 now, if that 38. Constant SCV production here for Bbyong, and he's about to have a 3rd CC. What does that mean? That means Reality needs to do something with this mech advantage that he has. With Blue Flame and massive Hellions coming out, he could definitely do a timing attack with those. Big drops also potentially there as well. This 3 Marine drop, looking to find something else. It's really just mostly going to be a distraction at this point to keep Bbyong, safe at home. Keep these Terran units of Reality back at home defending. They're back at home, worrying about this sort of aggression. Because if that's a big group of Marines or perhaps Hellions or something like that, it could do a ton of damage. Now he scans the 3rd CC, and now he knows what he's up against. Now he knows that he needs to actually hit really hard with these Hellions, Vikings, Banshees. But it's not going to be easy. So I'm going to add his own 3rd CC as he moves out, looks like. This medevac continuing to pressure, even though it's basically fake pressure. It's doing a lot of work for Bbyong here. He's really keeping Reality preoccupied. He's not even going to show the Marines. He doesn't even want them to know what's inside. Okay, here comes that move out with all these Hellions. Here they come. Widowmine's already been triggered. Easily going to be taken out here by this Raven. It's buying him a few seconds of time. It's also spotting this army. The Hellions need to be spread up, actually, at the top of the ramp, not bunched up like that. And he needs this siege tank, and he's probably going to have to land his Vikings. There are no siege tanks in Reality's push, so air vision is not important for him. So it's not like the Vikings are going to help him defend. Also, he's got a better Viking count, so the Vikings are going to be better on the ground anyways. We do see an armory coming up here for Bbyong. The 3rd CC is so late for Reality. But the thing is... Let's just continue to use this drop. It's so funny. But the thing is, it's landed. It's already at its location, so we can actually transfer units over there right away. The Vikings are finally trying to come and kill this, but this fake medevac has done so much for Bbyong in this game. Now being chased away. The 3rd CC is going to be landed. At the same time. So basically both CCs end up landing at the same time. Does that mean they're even in economy? The answer is no. Look at the worker count. 58, 47, plus all the extra mules he's been having, and will continue to have for a few more seconds as that gets transferred into an orbital at the 3rd base of Reality. It's not even ready yet. So better economy overall for Bbyong, but not a massive lead. Okay, he might actually finally find some damage here. Those SCVs don't even make the gases. He's like, what? Marines? That's weird. If I knew that was 3 Marines, I would not have been as concerned. Okay, well, This Banshee needs to be dealt with. There's no anti here. Okay, here come those Vikings. Goes for the Raven first. The Raven goes down with just one PDD, which also falls instantaneously. I think he only got one Siege Tank there with that Banshee. And now this is all pushed back. It's Pure Hellion versus Pure Hellion plus Siege Tank support on the defense here, so can't actually commit to this. Dropship with 3 Marines is coming home as well. Gets that Vike. Oh, Banshee. Cloak will actually absorb those missiles. If you cloak in mid-shot, they don't hit. They lose trajectory, but he's actually chasing him all the way home, and there's no turrets here, so he's actually going to try to camp this starport. But when these two come out with repair, he can actually win this fight. Should not actually be staying here. He's going to win this initial fight, drop a PDD. You know what? Actually, I guess this is okay. I really thought the repair would be stronger there, but he only had 3 SCVs repairing, I suppose. Now auto turret's doing a little bit more harass. He wants to kill the next 2 Vikings that come out, but with more units coming back, it looks like he's a bit concerned. Landing and doing harass here would be a bit too greedy. There's a lot of Hellions to defend. Looks like he might wait for another PDD, or excuse me, auto turret. I think I said PDD earlier as well. My apologies. Just gonna leave. Look at Bbyong's supply though. He knows he's ahead. He took air control. He stomped air control. Like, he camped those starports. He also has 2 Thors. Like, Vikings are never an issue for him. They're never going to be something he's worried about. He was worried about it for like half a second. He was like, oh god, gotta deal with that Banshee killing my tank. Then he just won the fight. Now he's totally golden. His 30 supply up with that early economy he had. Reality has found no damage in this game. Like, he killed the only Marines on the map with that Banshee, and now it's dead. That's it. What is he going to find? What's he going to do? He's going to have to hope for defensive engagements that pull him back ahead. He's also down in upgrades, mind you. Look at Bbyong's upgrades. He's got +1 already. He's getting +2, and plating is already halfway done. Whereas, right now, Reality has no upgrades even started. Not even the first upgrade. Not even +1. I'm like so shocked by this. I checked my G tab on my computer, and yeah, they're not even started. No upgrades. Just now starting. Look at that. Production tab showing you guys. So at this point, Bbyong is totally controlling this game. And Reality is going to have to hope for positive defensive engagements to get him back into this. There's going to have to be a few of those. All right. In those medevacs are 10 Hellbats. 5 medevacs boosting in now on top of the siege tanks. Those Hellbats way out of position on the left side. And if Bbyong had sieged up there, he could have done a ton of damage. And even the Thors from the back, plus the upgrading advantage that he has with the Blue Flame, is going to wreck this army. And this is not the defensive engagement Reality was looking for. Look at this pitiful Hellion count with 1 siege tank to support. Looks like he's just going to boost on top of this again. Thor's doing so much here to support. And that Thor prioritizing the medevacs in the air, losing some shots there on the defense for Reality. This looks like it's just going to be a push-to-win fight here. Pretty one-sided game at the end of things. That third base was left alone for too long. Reality was not able to do any damage with his tech lead that he had. It was early Blue Flame. All the things he built, all the things he went for, even the Banshees, just not finding the damage. And he just left that third base alone. And that's going to be just too much damage. Scan's going down here, wants to see if is this feasible? How many reinforcements are there? Can I possibly fight this army? Okay, Hellions are going to go for some harass over here. This is a good scan to check that out. I think he scanned that. But he's now 50 supply down. More Hellbat's going to go for another drop. He's killed a lot of SCVs. Well, the problem is there are so many orbitals to replace them. Right now, he has a planetary on the way, and he has, just checking, 6 orbitals. He doesn't have 7 CCs to build SCVs out of to replace the ones he just lost. Not to mention that he's ahead 15 anyways. Plus the extra mules. Plus the fact he's getting +3, +2 versus just +1 on its own. The auto turret going to zone and find these units. Reality needs 12 miracles to win this game. Like, if he takes one miraculous engagement where, like, trades okay, defends, and maybe Bbyong accidentally move commands, he needs, like, 12 of those. Not, like, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. He needs, like, 12 of them. I cannot even overstate how ahead Bbyong is right now. If Reality could press a button, if he pressed the tilde key on his keyboard and it blew up every SCV on Bbyong's side of the map, he'd still be insanely behind. He is 60 army supply down. He has an inferior composition. All he has is air control. And that's arguable. because there are more Thors on the side of Bbyong. So, I mean, he has more Vikings, I should say. Not even air control necessarily. Oh, he is going to press that tilde key, if you will, and try to kill all these SCVs. He's killing a ton of them. But he'll never stop this push. Never. 36 Hellbats to 5. Even with even tank counts, he's just going to drop on top of the tanks and blow them up. There's going to be so much friendly fire. There's not enough Vikings to deter this drop. And he's got so much healing on these medevacs as well. 4 medevacs to help out. All right, he's just going to attack this in tank mode. Here come the Hellbats. Not the best engagement here, but he just has this overwhelming force. He can just walk in with Hellbats and tanks in tank mode. And look at this. This is a terrible engagement for Bbyong. Terrible. It's horrible. Doesn't matter. GG. 1-0 lead for CJ Entis. Bbyong, the favorite, does take it. Gets that momentum going for CJ Entis. Very important first win. High-fiving his teammates. Bows to you guys. Just takes too much of an economic lead and just rolls with it. Does not allow him to come back at all. Is constantly taking engagements to push that Terran army back, keep it on the defensive, keep the tank count low. Taking the air control away as well as one opportunity that Reality had to come back. And that's it. Game 1 goes to Bbyong, goes to CJ. And now we're going into Game 2. The second set here. And the CJ chants together. The second mirror matchup of the night will be our second ZVZ. It's going to be Solar versus Biel on Iron Fortress. Another one of our maps that we see a lot of ZVZs on. More Cactus Valleys these days, but something that we can see on this map as well.